Do women leave a lasting mark on your life or quietly drain your energy? The difference between a good woman and a bad woman isn't obvious at first glance. It's subtle, psychological, and rooted in behavior. Recognizing these patterns can completely change how you understand relationships, trust, and emotional connection. Most people never notice them, but today you will dot a good woman isn't perfect, but she consistently demonstrates emotional awareness. She communicates openly, values honesty, and creates a safe space for emotional expression. Her actions match her words. She listens, validates feelings, and responds thoughtfully. Her presence brings stability, calmness, and security, making the relationship feel balanced and grounded. A bad woman, on the other hand, often reacts impulsively. Her emotions may fluctuate unpredictably, her attention may be inconsistent, and subtle manipulations can create tension without anyone realizing why. Confidence and emotional maturity also play a role. A good woman balances self-assuredness with empathy, expressing herself without controlling or manipulating. She is aware of boundaries, respects them, and navigates conflicts calmly. A bad woman may allow fear, jealousy, or ego to dictate behavior, creating unnecessary drama and emotional stress. Even minor differences in communication and emotional behavior create lasting effects. Over time, consistent emotional presence fosters trust, attraction, and intimacy, while inconsistency or manipulation creates distance, frustration, and emotional fatigue. Emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and thoughtful communication are what sustain long-term, meaningful relationships. Without these, even strong intentions or love may not be enough to maintain connection. The subtle patterns of behavior, responses to conflict, and ways of expressing care are what separate women who strengthen a relationship from those who unintentionally weaken it. A good woman invests in the relationship not through grand declarations, but through steady, consistent emotional presence. She notices small changes in moods, remembers important details, and communicates in ways that make her partner feel seen and understood. Her empathy is active, not performative. It's felt in her daily actions rather than occasional gestures. A bad woman often overlooks these small, crucial signals. She may express care sporadically, sometimes withholding affection or attention as a form of control or out of self-centeredness. This inconsistency creates a subconscious sense of insecurity and tension, slowly weakening the emotional foundation of the relationship. Emotional boundaries are another critical distinction. A good woman respects her own boundaries while honoring those of others. She knows when to step back, when to engage, and when to communicate, creating a balanced dynamic where both people feel valued. A bad woman might either disregard boundaries or impose her will, creating conflict and emotional exhaustion. Conflict management reveals deeper differences. A good woman approaches disagreements with curiosity and understanding. She focuses on the issue rather than personal attacks, seeks compromise, and remains composed even when emotions run high. A bad woman may escalate conflicts unnecessarily, use blame or guilt, and allow emotions to override rational discussion, which intensifies strain and reduces trust over time. Beyond conflict, emotional transparency plays a major role. A good woman expresses her fears, needs, and desires openly without fear of judgment, creating a space where mutual vulnerability is possible. This openness strengthens connection and deepens intimacy. A bad woman might conceal her feelings, manipulate perceptions, or create ambiguity, leaving the other person guessing and emotionally drained. The way she handles external relationships also matters. A good woman maintains healthy connections with friends, family, and colleagues, showing balance and maturity. She does not use relationships as leverage or create unnecessary jealousy. A bad woman might engage in toxic patterns with others, invite drama, or test loyalty, which spills over into her primary relationship. Even the subtler aspects, tone of voice, gestures, attention to emotional cues, distinguish the two. A good woman's consistent warmth, attentiveness, and emotional intelligence foster trust and attraction, while lapses in empathy or manipulative cues can subtly undermine bonds over time. It's not about perfection, but awareness. A good woman knows the power of emotional impact and chooses behaviors that reinforce connection. A bad woman may unintentionally or intentionally prioritize self-interest or reactive impulses, creating instability. Consistency in small actions often determines the long-term health of a relationship. A good woman doesn't rely on dramatic gestures to prove her care. She shows it through everyday choices, checking in, remembering important moments, offering support without being asked. These actions build a sense of reliability and emotional safety that makes the relationship feel secure and valued. A bad woman, by contrast, may act inconsistently. She might show attention or affection only when it suits her mood or when she expects something in return. This unpredictability keeps the other person constantly guessing, creating stress and emotional fatigue. Over time, even love and good intentions can't sustain a relationship when emotional patterns are unstable. Emotional resilience is another marker. A good woman navigates challenges without letting frustration, ego, or resentment take over. She communicates feelings constructively and seeks solutions rather than blame. A bad woman may let minor disappointments or insecurities dictate reactions, resulting in unnecessary arguments, tension, and emotional disconnection. Support and encouragement define emotional health. A good woman celebrates achievements, motivates growth, and encourages her partner to be the best version of themselves. Her empathy is active. She listens, validates, and acts when needed. A bad woman may dismiss successes, compete unnecessarily, or undermine confidence through criticism or subtle comparisons. Trustworthiness and integrity also distinguish patterns. A good woman's actions align with her words, fostering a sense of reliability. Promises are kept, honesty is valued, and transparency is natural. A bad woman may distort truth, omit information, or create ambiguity, which breeds doubt and anxiety over time. Finally, the way emotions are expressed separates the two. A good woman expresses feelings in ways that promote understanding and connection, even when expressing disappointment or frustration. She maintains respect while communicating vulnerability. A bad woman may express emotions destructively through anger, blame, or manipulation, which erodes connection rather than strengthening it. Even subtle emotional cues, a tone of voice, eye contact, gestures, or attentiveness, carry immense weight. Over time, these cues compound, either building a deep, lasting bond or slowly creating distance and tension. Awareness, emotional intelligence, and consistency are what ultimately define a good woman's psychological patterns. These patterns create security, trust, and attraction that lasts. Without them, relationships are vulnerable to miscommunication, conflict, and emotional drift. In the end, the distinction between a good woman and a bad woman isn't about perfection or morality. It's about psychological patterns, emotional intelligence, and consistent behavior. A good woman fosters trust, safety, and connection through awareness, empathy, and thoughtful communication. She creates an environment where love can grow, attraction is reinforced, and both people feel valued and understood. A bad woman, intentionally or unintentionally, allows inconsistency, manipulation, or reactive behavior to dictate her actions. This creates emotional stress, erodes trust, and gradually weakens the bond, even when love is present. The takeaway is simple. Understanding these subtle emotional and psychological patterns allows anyone to navigate relationships more consciously, build stronger connections, and appreciate the behaviors that truly sustain love and intimacy.